Boots against Ortiz.
If Boots get hurt like he did the last time, Ortiz gonna finish him.
Wow.
So he gotta tighten up his defense.
10 steps behind you, right?
He gotta tighten up his defense. He gotta stop exchanging. I know he's.
Vergil is gonna get in the ring with you. You think he wants to fight you at this point? I know y'all had whatever y'all had before, but I mean it's a new day, new division. Like you here now. So do you think that fight can be made?
I don't know. I hope so. We went all the way down to his fight by ourselves. They ain't pay for nothing. We paid for our own flight, hotel, our own ticket. We went all the way down there to him and Lubin fight. I get all the way in the ring and all that stuff. We arguing back and forth. I'm thinking it's done. I get out the ring. I'm thinking it's done. I wake up the next day. I hear him talking about some Errol Smith's dream fight. I'm like, hey, bro, it just in there. I'm like, what's going on? That's like him coming to my fight. We getting in front of each other, and I'm like, Danny Garcia, my dream fight. Like, right. the fans be going crazy. Like, yo, I don't know, it's crazy. But I thought that fight was done. Hopefully do. If not, whatever, so be it. Like I said, I'm down here. I'm already. This is my second fight at this weight class, and I'm already a unified champion. He's been at this weight class for how long now? So I don't know. So
right now, I think Boots will fight anybody at 154. You heard it from him. He said he'll fight anybody. Anybody with a belt. Or anybody that's a top dog. And just speaking of that fight with Vergil, it's going to be like a standing on this type of beatdown. That's what it's going to be.
Terence Crawford delivered a serious warning to Jaron Boots. Ennis ahead of a potential clash with Vergil Ortiz Jr., he explained that if Ennis gets caught the way he was against Xander Zayas, Ortiz would not let the opportunity slip away. Crawford believes Ennis must sharpen his defense and avoid trading punches unnecessarily. While he praised Ennis for being faster and more explosive than almost every...
He gotta tighten up his defense. He gotta stop exchanging. I know he's faster than most. He's more explosive than most, but at the same time, he's shown in the past that he can get careless and that he's going out there just to fight, and I don't think when you get higher and higher, that's going to be enough.
Eddie said this would be a massive fight, you versus him.
Crawford also revisited a past discussion with promoter Eddie Hearn regarding a possible super fight against Vergil Ortiz Jr. He revealed that before preparing for his bout with Canelo, he challenged Hearn to financially back the matchup.
Huge.
Eddie been talking about that for a long time. But the crazy thing about it is I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, this is before Canelo. I said, Eddie, you keep talking about this fight so much. Put your money up. Eddie said, I'm not paying for that fight. I said, why not? You believe in your fighter? I'm not paying for that fight. I said, I rest my case.
Crawford also rejected the idea that Xander Zayas quit during his fight with Ennis. He argued that if a fighter is no longer able to continue, it should be the responsibility of the corner to stop the contest instead of forcing that decision onto the boxer. In his view, Zayas simply showed his inexperience.
Well, I just look at him as inexperienced. Like he really just gave his corner the opportunity to do whatever they wanted. That's how I see it.
Okay. Meaning when he looked over to them?
Right.
Okay.
But that's what you taught. You taught when you get a knockdown or if you get hurt, look at your corner. So I wouldn't say that he quit because he took the big step in getting in there when he didn't have to.
Looking ahead, Jaron Boots, Ennis made it clear that he wants at least one more fight before the end of the year as he continues chasing undisputed status at 154 pounds. Describing this stage of his career as a legacy tour, Ennis listed Sebastian Fundora, Vergil Ortiz Jr., and
in the ring with you. Think he wants to fight you at this point? I know y'all had whatever y'all had before, but I mean, it's a new day, new division. Like you here now. So do you think that fight can be made?
I don't know. I hope so. We went all the way down to his fight by ourselves. They ain't pay for nothing. We paid for our own flight, hotel, our own ticket. We went all the way down there to him and Lubin fight. I get all the way in the ring and all that stuff. We arguing back and forth. I'm thinking it's done. I get out the ring. I'm thinking it's done. I wake up the next day. I hear him talking about some Errol Smith's dream fight. I'm like, hey, bro, it just in there. I'm like, what's going on? That's like him coming to my fight. We getting in front of each other, and I'm like, Danny Garcia, my dream fight. Like,
Right.
the fans be going crazy. Like, yo, I don't know, it's crazy. But I thought that fight was done. Hopefully do. If not, whatever, so be it. Like I said, I'm down here. I'm already. This is my second fight at this weight class, and I'm already a unified champion. He's been at this weight class for how long now? So I don't know. So like I said, I'm here to collect these belts and take over this division. So I ain't doing too much waiting around for nobody.
Ennis also spoke about the balance between building a lasting legacy and securing financial success. He acknowledged that earning money is important because of the responsibility.
What's your balance, Boots, with the legacy thing and then making sure you get your paper and getting your chicken in negotiations? Like, what's the balance between like not giving too much and just being all legacy, but also being a businessman and a guy that's about legacy?
I mean, well, the older I'm getting now, of course it's the money, because I gotta eat. I got family. I got stuff. I got business. I got cribs. I got house. I got stuff going on. So of course it's the money too, but that legacy really important to me as well too, because you gotta stamp yourself. I don't want to be one of those boxers where they forget about you. You feel me? And I want to be one of those boxers where, like, when I retire as an undefeated, legend, I want them to be like then he did everything. He for everybody. He beat everybody. He moved up multiple weight classes and took over like every division he was at, and I want to leave that mark,
Couple more, and I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Legendary promoter Bob Arum reflected on Xander Zayas' performance against Jaron Ennis, admitting he would have preferred to see the young fighter gain more experience before accepting such a dangerous challenge. Even so, Arum praised Zayas for showing the courage to test himself.
Well, I think, we would have preferred Xander not to take that fight because he was young and wasn't really ready. But he insisted that he wanted that fight. And it may not turn out so bad. Because as you said, people remember that round where he had Boots in a lot of trouble, the third round.
Yeah.
Discussing a hypothetical showdown between Ennis and Terence Crawford, Arum made it clear that he still views.
When discussing a possible showdown between Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford, Bob Arum made it clear that he still considers Crawford one of the toughest fighters in boxing to solve. He highlighted,
I don't know, Crawford is an awfully good fighter. And, it would take a real wizard to beat him. Crawford has something that no other fighter around has, and people haven't commented on it, and that is he fights equally well as a southpaw or as a right-hander. And so when you train for a fight, usually the fighter he's fighting trains for him as an orthodox fighter, right-handed fighter. And so from the first round on, he'll turn southpaw, and the guy isn't ready for him. That's what beat Spence. Spence trained for the fight like he was fighting an orthodox fighter in Terence, and Terence fought him as a southpaw.
Trainer Brian McIntyre was asked whether Jaron Boots Ennis is beginning to establish his own era in boxing, similar to the way Terence Crawford once separated himself from the generation led by Floyd Mayweather. McIntyre praised Ennis as an outstanding fighter, but stressed that this generation is filled.
When you say that, I'm just curious because I know Terence, he had his era and he was very complimentary in the sense of like, look, it's like Floyd and me, like that's never gonna happen. And in a case like this is like the Boots era, right? So, I mean, with you who understands multi-divisions, like, do you kind of see Jaron kind of being one of those next guys, if anything, kind of following the footprints of?
I think he have to. I mean, he's a great fighter. He can start his own era like what he's doing now, but He got a lot of guys he got to compete with, like Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got Inoue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those guys are young and still fighting. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna really call it the Boots era. I just think he's a great fighter in an era with other guys that can say this was my era.
You know, with that, I know, like, there's the Findors and Vergils, like, they all have to fight each other to even come to that conclusion. I mean, is that, amongst those guys, is there someone stand out a little bit more, or is it still kind of 50-50 across?
I think it's a 50-50 across the board, you know, because when you look at Vergil and when he get guys hurt, like maybe Boots was hurt, you know, he finished them off. You look at Findor with the range and the height he got, you know, even though he'd been beat before, since then he's just been cleaning them up.
Yeah.
And so we all waiting to see, you know, when those 2 or 3, you know, like the 4 Kings,
Yeah.
when they tangle. So we, you know, as boxing fans, we just sit back and watch.
That fans are now waiting to see who steps up next, the way Sugar Ray Leonard or Roberto Duran once did.
And so, you know, Boots, he got over that hurdle,
Yeah,
a big hurdle. So it's on for the next one.
for sure.
That's like when Marvis Hagler beat Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here's that. Then now we got Sugar Ray Leonard next, or Roberto Duran next. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just